Check this out. We're going to call this next segment balance. All right? And I'm going to take a page from Dr. Phil's playbook, and I'm going to tell you like this. When you're in a relationship, okay, those things that don't bring you together will work towards tearing you apart. All right? There is no neutral in life, okay? The only time neutral applies is in a car, okay? You always have to be going forward. You know, life is a verb. So anytime you have anything to do with life, it's going to take a verb. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to engage. You're going to have to go forward. You're going to have to commit. You're going to have to work. These are all verbs, okay? Life is a verb. There's nothing stagnant. The only thing stagnant is death, okay? Now, what am I talking about? When through hiking a trail takes 6 months, okay? Or let's just say, in your mind, say it's going to take me 6 months to hike the trail. All right, now, the longer you stay on the trail, I already told you, you're going to lose yourself, okay? You're going to become more like animal than man, all right? You're going to be somewhat of a recluse. You're going to be somewhat of a hermit. You're going to be somewhat of this, that, and the other. And everything you're doing, you're going to be 1, 2 times, 3 times removed from the life you left to come on the trail, okay? I'm talking like showers. I'm talking all the amenities that you're used to, everything that you were used to. You're giving up for a measure of time to hike the trail. But here's the deal. What I'm telling you is take your life and incorporate it with the trail. Just don't forget. Don't just say, okay, I'm going to put this on hold and do that, because you can't, all right? You can't forget in 6 months what took you 30, 40, 20 years to learn, all right? And those are going to be the thoughts that are going to start to play on you more and more. The things you're going to miss, the loved ones, and this, that, and the other. So think in terms of how can I incorporate, you know, what can I do to bring me together as opposed to ripping me apart, okay? And that's what I'm here to talk about. Now, think about an egg. What's an egg? An egg is the shell, it's the white, and it's the yolk. And it's the same way with human beings. We're physical, we have a soul, and we have a spirit, okay? So you got to make sure in the trail or whatever you're doing, the same with personality and the same with your ways, you got to be firing on all cylinders, okay? What does that mean? If the only thing you do, if you plan on through hiking and you're a lone wolf, and the only thing you do is hike and sleep, hike and sleep, hike and sleep, you'll be lucky if you make it, because that's not what you did in the real world. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you It's not what you are accustomed to, all right? And you can only put, your brain is only going to put so much attention, so much energy into something new. Somewhere in the back, the recesses of your mind, it's going to be holding on to other things, and those things are going to manifest themselves in cravings. For example, all hikers crave food, you know, I mean, like cheeseburger, and it's funny, you know, as soon as you get in the woods 3 days out, you want pizza, you want all these things that relates to the outside world. And it's more than just a craving for the food, it's the ability to get out there and get it as well. Let me get to the point, because I'm just babbling right now. All right, when you get finished hiking, I recommend you bring a book. I play chess. Out here in the world, chess is my game. So what do? I have a luxury item. I carry a chessboard, you know. I carry a harmonica. I'm not a harmonica player, but you know, it's music. It's something. I'm always around music. There are people that'll bring their instruments. They'll bring a part of their life into the trail. So it's not like I'm Joe blah 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 the hiker. I'm Joe blah blah the hiker plus this, you know. And what they bring on the trail adds to the community. And when you're out there working, when you're out there in the real world, what are you doing? You're engaging with people. You got to be sociable. The things that you bring to the trail brings more people to the table, you know? People come in, I'm like, hey man, you a chess player? Bam. Some people, they bring cards. The other time we were stuck in the shelter, it was pouring down rain. This girl pulled out a Scrabble board, a little travel Scrabble board. It was awesome. These are the things you have to do. You have to incorporate a measure of this life in with that life, and don't even think for a second that you don't have to, you know? Me being a minority, it was hard because I kind of felt isolated. You know what I'm saying? I kind of felt like, you know, can I do this or should I do that? You know what I'm saying? But because me being in the military, I had that buffer. I know how to work with others. You know, I've already gone through that experience through basic and stuff like that. So it made me more of a chameleon. Basically, improvise, adapt, and overcome. That's just who I am. So I came into it with that mentality. Everybody don't know that. So instead of me telling you, be the chameleon, improvise, adapt, and overcome, I'm going to tell you, just bring a measure of your life with you. Give people a reason to engage with you. Have somebody, you know, I've had more people than not say, you know what, August, you should hike with us. It's always best to be invited into a group. You don't want to impose yourself. You know, you don't want to be a trail stalker or something like that. So what's going to make people be engaging towards you? Be who you are. Be the guy with the guitar that can play and be like, hey man, come on, hike with us. Man, you know, you bring the music, you this, that, and the other. And it's like I said about the high school stuff. Everybody in the group, they have something. You got the joker, you got the beauty queen, you got the king, you got the jock. That's the way groups polarize. I mean, we know what we need and we fix our groups. We pick our groups based on what we miss out there in the world. I hope this is making sense. So, you know, bring a book and read. Exercise that mental portion of your mind that you're not going to get, that's going to be starved when you're on a trail. If you're a spiritual person, you know, pray. I mean, to hit the spiritual part, meditate, pray. There's going to be a lot of religious material up in these books. You know, go down there and, you know, write a few, you know, do some prayers and whatnot. A lot of people take this opportunity to journal, you know, to write in their journal. And I'll tell you, that's good. It's good medicine. Bring a book and do some writing. You know what I'm saying? It's like use the trail in corporation or in tandem, in unison with what you're doing. You know, I mentioned trail days earlier. Do I recommend trail days? Of course. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter what I used to do. Do I recommend trail days? Yes. Why? Because you're engaging. It's going to give you a part of the world that you're not being a part of, and it's just like recharging your batteries. You go to trail days for 3 days, you get to celebrate, you get to meet people, you get to learn things, and really the learning curve at trail days is beautiful. You have any questions, man, I tell you what, somebody's going to be there, a hiker's going to be there, you know, and it's just like recharging your battery. You leave trail days, you're ready to go, man. I mean, you're just pumped up, you know what I'm saying? And so anytime you get the opportunity to engage with the world, to be a part of that, of what you walked away from, do it. You know, don't think that you're just gonna stay in woods the whole time and never want to go into towns. No. Anytime you get depressed, that's the time when you want to go to town. Anytime you start to get lonely, these are the times where you need to take a 0 day in town. Separate from the trail. Okay, go with your group, mesh with your group, and do something that you wouldn't necessarily do on the trail. There's people that'll hike on the trail and be like, well, yeah, I got to leave in June and go to a wedding, but I'm coming back. And like when I was hiking with Spitfire, 4th of July, she's like, you know, I'm leaving trail. You want to take a ride with me? I'm like, cool. You know, I could use a break. You know, July, I've been on the trail for how long? And then you come back and you're just so fueled. Now, granted, you're playing with fire when you leave this trail, so be careful. You know what I'm saying? I mean, know that you're gonna come back, but at the same time, you know, have the wherewithal to come back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I'm starting to babble, but the point I'm trying to make is, it's not you and the trail. It's your life. You're bringing everything you are on, you know, to the trail, and the more of yourself, the more of this life that you can superimpose upon the trail's life, the more it's going to seem like a vacation, the more it's going to seem like you're just having a great time and you're not losing a part of yourself, because in most cases people forget who they are. I told you, you can get lost in the trail, and what happens is when you take all those things that you're missing and you put that kind of energy into the group, it gives the group that much more power over you, where once you separate, it's like you just got nothing left. Okay, but if you're bringing in power to the group based on everything that you are, you know, and really, to be honest with you, that's the power of the alpha. They know what to bring. The alpha's come and gone from the trail so many times that it's like they're just visiting. You know, it's like right outside the trail, they got their Mustang parked out in the woods because they ain't really left anything, you know, and it's that comfort zone that they have, and people are like, wow, you know, and because you learn so much and you do so much, it's like, you know, it's just perfect. So really, I mean, these are the secrets. These are the things that you're gonna learn. So don't think you're just gonna be a hermit out in the woods, and don't try to be a hermit out in the woods. You know, if you're a sociable person naturally, then be a sociable person out on the trail. You know, if you're coming out there to learn, then be engaging and learn. You know, and it's like I told you before, and I hope I'm not always appearing to be contradicting myself. You know, ain't nothing wrong with groups. Hike with groups, give, share, care. If there's something, a luxury item that would be lost without, bring it. I mean, granted, you don't want to bring a cello out in the woods, but I'm just saying, you know, whatever measure, whatever portion of life you can take, of this life that you can take with you on the trail, I'm telling you, it's gonna help you. It's gonna help you. Yeah. So this is as far as the balance goes, and I've known people to have their loved ones visit, It's like you know, somebody's wife would be like, or somebody's girlfriend would be like, where can I see you on a trail? And the guy's like, check this out, trail days is doing May, blah 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 blah. Come on, drive, you know, drive down the trail days, you know, and then you can go and you can visit with your family, and when trail days is over, you can hike back out again, you know. So I think I'm starting to hike, but yeah, there you go. You know, be mindful of the balance and take as much of your life to the trail as you can, okay? Because there is no neutral. Don't think you can just press pause, come out here and do this thing, and then get back to life. That's not going to work. Life is going to roll you right on over, you know. So keep that in mind out here.